doing Russian.
Yeah, I'm trying to help you out because I wish I was in New York with you. I really did.
But
I'd be
wait, but
hanging
wait,
with
but
you,
when he
girl.
said when the time get moved to 8:30, what, dude? We moved for you. What, do you,
No, no. I
Mike?
was saying she was saying 7 o'clock. I was like, what happened to 8:30? Like it was always 8:30.
Oh,
Right, right. I'm always good for 8:30. So when 7 o'clock came, I was lost in the sauce. I was
Yeah,
like,
okay.
no,
I just should have rephrased the question. I should have just said, "Hey, y'all," instead of me acting like I was confused about the time.
Yeah,
I should have
just
said,
said.
"Hey, y'all, do y'all mind if we do this at 7:30 tonight?"
yeah. Hey, no
Uh,
problem, man.
But
No problem. So you
Elam politely said, "Hell no," so it's all good. He was like, "This podcast don't revolve around you, bitch. You changed the time one time. You gonna leave it at that."
We don't care where you at.
Right? Who kept you with the Obamas? 8:30, okay?
Hey, you tuned
hey,
into the best right now, man. You tuned into the best. Hey, don't worry about the rest. You finna get it real live in full effect, man. Some of the most entertaining folks in America right now. Above me, above my head, the author himself, Elam B. King, the video blogger herself, Joe Keetra Horn, and the pride of Mobile, Alabama, one of the funniest ladies I know. She always keep it 1,000, as they say. She keep it a buck. And that's why she on here, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Ashima Franklin with her cash app on, cause you know she buy her coins.
I gotta change
Ain't
mine.
nobody
I gotta
sent me
do that.
nothing, though. Ain't nobody sent me nothing yet.
We should all put ours on and see if
Yo, that's
somebody cash
real.
app
I
us.
think that's pretty smart. That's
We're
pretty
gonna,
Yeah.
smart.
we're gonna change it. It would have been smart if we did it for Father's Day, Elon. God, dog, we missed it. Missed an opportunity.
Wait, it's not too late. You ain't said nothing. Hold on, I'm about to change mine right now. You ain't said
Wait
nothing.
a minute.
I'm gonna cash app
Wow.
y'all. I'll cash app y'all on Father's Day.
Okay,
My,
that's
my
what's
I'll
up.
last
send
two
y'all a
dollars.
text.
My last $2.
There we go.
I
Mike.
can't
Mike
afford
hit the wrong button, y'all.
Oh,
Mike hit the wrong button. Look at him.
Mike hit the wrong button trying to put his cash
Trying to
up.
try to do a cash app. That's what he
so
get.
so do, so do we have to wait for Mike to come back in?
Well,
He's
no, Ashima. I know he was gonna kind of lead into because I'm a little ignorant of it, so I'd rather you kind of set it off and talk about it as a comedian and as the person that's out here in this space of what was going on with what DL Hughley and Monique. I, I'm gonna try to be nice. But go ahead.
I
Oh, here
just
go Mike. Right there, you go.
Yeah, yeah. I did back with the numbers up there. Yeah, I had to put the numbers up. I'm sorry, y'all. Hey man, Hype Mike 3 on your cash app. Ashima Franklin on your cash app. Elam King on his cash app. Joe Keetra, what's your cash app?
My cash app is dollar
What
sign
kind of
three
podcast
ball.
is this where we putting up cash
I
apps?
would have to. I would have to
Get
tell
to
you
the
you.
got a
topic.
broadcast that's paying $4 and $5 for gas.
There you go. Hey, our
Oh,
sister in
so
New York, and hey, a hamburger in New York is $13. So she definitely hit up Ashima Franklin Park cash app right there. Because
Hold
she
on.
probably eat turkey burger. She look healthy. She
There you
she
go.
got turkey burger.
But go ahead, Mike.
Elam,
We were kind of leading into about the DL Hughley thing, but you can go ahead and take that because I'm a little ignorant of it.
okay. Right now, of course, about 3 or 4 weeks ago in Detroit, DL Hughley and Monique had a contract dispute about who was the actual headliner for the show. Monique's contract said she was the headliner. DL contract said he was the headliner. Two different contracts from two different people. I think what I'm finding out is Monique does her own contracts, and DL had an actual contract with the promoter, but he signed both of them. With me and my sister right here, we may differ, we may not. I will yield the floor to the young lady, distinguished young lady from Mobile, Alabama. You were on tour with Cat Williams. You were on tour. Hold on, boss man. You were on tour with Cat Williams. You've been BET Comic View. You've done several comedy. You've done comedy at a certain level. I will say that. You're not a new
That
comedian.
wins for 7 consecutive years.
Absolutely. So there you go. Elam, your question before I yield the floor to
I don't
Ashima.
understand what's the beef. What's the beef between they both are supposed to headline and what? What's the beef?
So one didn't want to open for the other one. They
Mm-hmm.
both felt like they should have went last.
Mm-hmm.
So the beef is DL was
Oh,
gonna go on stage, right? And Monique wasn't gonna go on stage. And what ultimately happened was Monique went on first, from what I understand, and she talked about DL for about 20 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
and then finished her set right. Then
she didn't
DL went
just
up and he talked.
she didn't just talk about him. She drugged DL for 20
Well,
minutes.
yeah, you know. And then DL came up after that for 2 minutes and talked about Monique and went right into his show. So the argument is Why does she spend so much time debating that? Generally, with a comedian, whatever beef you have with a promoter does not reflect the crowd. You don't take it out on stage with you. You handle it backstage. Generally, in the game, that is the rule. Ashima, will you back me up on that?
Oh, I most definitely 100% agree with you on that. That was something that should have happened backstage. Those people did not come to that show to hear you drag DL. And for me, if I was Monique, I'm not Monique, whatever. If it was me and Mike say he wants the headline, man, as long as I'm getting my money, long as the money didn't fucking change, I wouldn't have cared. It's harder work headlining anyway. I'd have been like, man, go out there and do all that work. By the time that nigga got on stage, I'd have been back at the hotel room in my terry cloth robe.
Right. Absolutely. I agree with Ashima there. As long as my money don't change, it don't matter. I've opened for several people that have been doing comedy less time than me because their friend was the booker or their friend was the host or whatever. It doesn't matter. But in our game, go ahead.
For Monique, my bad, to try to discredit DL as if he is not as big or just as big as she, because he is. He's done you and she did nothing that DL ain't did besides she got an Oscar. Other than that, DL, he's a GOAT. He was the first one to host Comic View, bitch. What you talking about? It don't matter that you was headlining the Queens of Comedy. DL was on the Kings of Comedy too. The only reason why he was the headliner was because you had a TV show at the time. Really, somebody should have been the headliner because everybody knows she was funny. Really, Cheryl Underwood should have been the headliner because everybody knows she was funnier than all them bitches at the time. And really, it was very ignorant of Monique to get out there and act like that. It's just, when you gonna stop complaining? Like, when you gonna
and that's what
do your job? You know what I mean? And stop.
Go ahead, Joe Keitra.
But I've also heard that Monique has taken it a step further. She and her husband have gone and come back later and started talking about DL's personal, situation with the trauma between him and his child. Like, she is like just been out on this tangent about trying to, drag him through the mud, discredit him, do whatever she can. Like, she's taking it personal, and people are saying that this is something that she has had in her for years. That she's been wanting to get back at him, and now she's involved her husband and also started talking about, his family. And I'm thinking, at what point do you draw the line? At what point do you think about your career? At what point do you think about the impact that it's going to have on other people? Because I think we all have misspoken, at some point in time. We all have said something that we wish we could have taken back. I don't know if y'all have said stuff on the stage that you wish you could have taken back, but to leave the stage and then a week later to go and continue the saga, makes no sense to me. And so I think it's personal.
Well, she said that DL had been talking about her for years, so it was a build-up.
She has a build-up.
Talking about everything that she had been going through for years, and he always had an opinion about her. So she had a build-up. You know what I'm saying? It was something behind it.
Okay.
Can I just say something? Now, let's think for a second what you just said, Ashima, and what it's starting to look like right now across the board. You said a buildup. Well, let's dial back about 2 months ago or a month and a half ago. Somebody else had a buildup, and it was performed on an open stage. And so what we're looking at here is back to back of us. We're in a great spaces from a status perspective, shaking them inside of our purpose, doing our thing. And we got egos that kind of come in. We got, just unnecessary behavior. And then we're doing it in an open forum so everybody can see. And so I think that's a bad pattern. And you got goats doing this. Let's just really think about it. Chris Rock goat, right? Will Smith goat in their own spaces. Okay. Monique goat in her own space, right?
Now, would you give Monique a goat a title?
I'm gonna give it to her. I'm gonna give it to her. It might be
what she did now.
Yeah, I might give her A-. You know what I'm saying? But she's if goats were A's, right? She'd be like, I would A- her at least. You know what I'm saying? Like she do her thing, and she had her TV show. I mean, come on TV show that ran for a minute. I feel like that this is a space of those that are hurt and have build up or whatever. the healing that they should be individually doing, it's kind of like it's displayed. And I guess because they are on their platforms, we're able to see it. But I would venture to say that this is not just happening on the A-list level, right? This is probably happening even sometimes more on, I guess I'll just say, our level, right? Where people just might be snapping off and might not have that level of humility that's necessary. And it just becomes too much. I mean, it's sad. I didn't like seeing it.
My girlfriend, Mimi Simpson, made a really good point the other day, and she and I was talking about it, and she was saying, you know, like how Monique always be saying, she for us, she for us. But when you think about it, it's really DL that's for us, because he's always made us aware of politics, of what's going on in the world with Black people. Monique, you always complain about what's happened to you. So really, you've been about you. You ain't been speaking up for us.
Right. That is true.
Well, oh, go ahead, Mike.
Let me say this. Let me say this right here, Elam, and you are the professional in this relationship realm. As I look at the people that are acting out, we're saying Monique is acting out to a certain degree, Will Smith acting out, but it all points back to their spouse, to who's in their ear, to who's in their corner. Is there? And people are saying, "Hey, man, Jada Pinkett Smith could have stopped Will Smith." They're saying Monique's husband could have said something that would have stopped all of this. He can stop this, but are they perpetuating all of this stuff? Are they being pushed or provoked? Are they being led?
I think that Monique's husband has a huge influence on her and her career. I mean, he's her manager. And that's kind of what stuff be getting with me with female comedians. We all do that though. We always get a husband and make our husband our manager. This nigga ain't been in the entertainment industry. You know what I'm saying? This nigga was a school teacher. Now he's your manager. You know what I'm saying? And don't know what the fuck he doing because your shit been going downhill ever since he started managing your career.
She has not been on the rise. That is true.
But it's like for some reason, female comedians have to make their husbands feel like they're in a certain position. You know what I'm saying? Just because of who we are and what we do, now I got to make you my manager so it could look like I work for you and you helping me and you are a part of everything.
And that's unfortunate.
Working on for the last 20 years. Come on.
Yeah, and so I'm gonna blame and in that space, and that's interesting that you said that because I don't know that. So for you to even share that, and then we have people that are tap dancing on, you know. Okay, I'm just gonna make you feel like that you're a part of it because when I walk in the room, nobody's looking at you, everybody's looking at me. Right. And so that goes to the choices that you make. So I mean, I need for my women that are out there, whether it's the Joe Keatras or the Ashimas or you know, we'll say women that are shaking and moving and doing your thing. You need to make sure that you're choosing somebody, and you do have the opportunity of choosing somebody who is not intimidated by your greatness. We are out here, and we're not all intimidated about your greatness, and you don't. And you. If I'm walking in my purpose and here you come, Ashima, let's just say I'm out here doing this relationship thing, all right? And you come over here with the comedian thing. All right, so you on stage doing your thing. My purpose is this relationship thing. It's not being your manager. So that's it's not what I operate inside of. So I think people are putting square pegs and round holes in that spaces and not making the right decisions prior to getting married of understanding this is the direction, Ashima, you're telling me this is the direction that I'm going to go in. And this is my 1, 3, 5, and 10-year plan that I normally have people do, right? And so I now know where you're going, and now I can make a decision to sign up for you, Ashima, or not. Right. And if you can't handle where you're going, I need to bow out, no matter how good the sex is, how good you look, what you're shaking and moving doing. I can't handle you. And I think some people are just rude in that category to whereas they're just not able to say, hey, look, I might not be able to handle where you're going. So it could also be a combination of people not saying where they're going. So it's a whole lot inside of there.
I like what you're saying, Elam, and I will speak on this. I have seen it work. I have seen a successful spouse as a manager. I see it work every day. I just think
it works perfect for them, but he was already in the field.
Right. And obviously Tony Roberts and his wife. I've seen it be success. Red Grant. I've seen it work. And I'm gonna transfer it now.
Oprah and Stedman.
Well, Oprah Gale and Stedman. But anyway, I'm a pivot right here and say, when you're in a relationship, if you're already doing something like Joe Keatras successful, she was successful. successful? Not necessarily a megastar, but can you have somebody that can compartmentalize your life, let you do who you are, because you're successful without them? Can you have somebody come into your life and add to it, Elam, without disrupting your pattern, without disrupting your success? Is that something that can actually happen? Or are they just bits and pieces of what you're trying to do? Can they actually add to it? A regular person, not a megastar, not a superstar, not a movie star, just a regular person. Is that a commonplace thing? And what should we be looking at in relationships? Should we be looking at somebody to help us in our career, or somebody to just help us in life? Or what should we be looking for?
The number one person that does not show up inside of most relationships is ourselves. What we do is that, so because we don't have our purpose in the direction that we're going to go in, what we do is we end up attaching ourselves to the other person's expectations in the direction. Men, I'm going to talk to the men, for example, where we have fallen short in is that we don't have the direction of where we want to go in. We link up with this woman. We want to be the leader. We want to be the head of the household or whatever, but we don't have the direction. Last time I checked, if you're a leader, if you're a head of household, you have a direction that you're going to go in. And so you're letting that person know what that is up front. You're letting your spouse know what that is. Hey, miss, this is where I'm going. And giving her an opportunity of signing up for the direction, not assuming, not thinking, okay, well, I'm the leader, so whatever I say, wherever we're going to go, you just go in. No, you have to look at what your greatness is, Joketra. Okay. And what are you looking to do? Okay, Elam, and you're looking to go in this direction. And I now can say, as a leader, what you're doing, Joketra, is congruent with what I'm doing. And now this is where we're going to go. And so I'm asking the right person to sign up for my direction. And we're not doing that as men. We're not. We've left that. There's a gap that's in there that we have to do better of. And so then you have Joketra comes along and she's like, okay, well, Elam, you might not have your direction, but you're a really nice guy or whatever, and you look good, and you know your bedroom action is just absolutely amazing. So you know what, Elam, I'm just gonna go ahead and link up.
Always gotta throw that in there.
I'm giving the scenario, right?
Well, why your bedroom action got to go in this scenario?
Don't think that Dickmatize does not make these women want to go ahead and pick somebody. I'm trying to tell you, it does.
Okay,
Dickmatize makes you pick the person who has no direction.
But he always patting his back when he making a point.
I was just using an example.
Come on, Steve Harvey. That's what Steve Harvey does. Come on.
I'm just giving an example. So just real quick to answer your question. And so then Joketra greatness picks Elam's, and I'm small frame and I'm not really congruent with what she does. And then we try to stick square pegs and round holes and try to make it work. And then we're resentful because you thought that I was going to be okay with your greatness, Joketra. You thought that maybe I was or wasn't going to be your business manager, whatever. And so we have us as men, I will say, in the spirit of Father's Day and just the head of household. If you want to be that, then you got to be that for yourself first. Be your own head of household. Then you can be a head of household for somebody else.
Okay.
But okay. I totally agree with all that you said. I wanted to add in there, though, isn't that all a part of the dating process and conversations that should happen throughout the dating process? You know, for you to be able to discover that, for you to kind of talk about it, because I know that is one of the things that I do consider when dating someone, especially if I know where I want to go, so because lately I've been thinking I want to run for office. So now in my dating process, I want to think about the partner that I would have if I were in office, because I know they're going to research my past and they darn sure going to research his past. So I'm already thinking about
what they're going to find in your past.
So Joketra, what are you running for?
Well, I want to run for local first. Then when I move to Atlanta, I want to
know what's in your past. That's what I want to know.
What's in that past? Got a quick and clean past.
You a rat? No, you a rattler. Okay, you rattler. All the people.
You weren't listening last week. I'm a rattler wannabe. I'm a Seminole, but a rattler.
Oh, that's right, Seminole. Okay.
Yeah.
And proud of it. But I do also want to say, I wanted to say something about when you were talking about Monique and her husband. I wanted to ask, at what point does accountability need to occur for yourself? Because yes, you may have a partner, but at some point you have to take ownership for your behavior. You know, her and her husband could have felt any kind of way about DL, but that wasn't him that went out on stage for 20 minutes and dragged.
That's
DL.
word.
You know what I mean? At some point, she can refrain from what she's doing. And when you are a comedian, I wanted to ask, do y'all have friends that sometimes when you come off stage kind of check you and be like,
I do.
That's a very good point.
I do. I have
That's
friends.
a very good point.
I have friends that have talked to me about my material. I've had friends that have talked to me about my drinking. You know what I'm saying? When we're out there and on the road and performing, you know, so most definitely. And evidently she's not listening to anybody. And it looks so bad. It really looked like you ain't got no material. It looked like you ain't got no jokes.
Right.
You just go that far and just don't do nothing. That's really what she's been doing since she's been back is, oh, they tried to hold me down. Oh, the bad bitch. Oh,
Bitter.
they can't do this. Oh,
Bitter.
they can't put them up. And it's just like, girl, can we get a joke?
Yeah.
But can I say this really quickly? I like that point, Shima and Jokisha. That's a great question, and I don't care if it's on stage, you know, as a comedian or whether it's within your relationships. Jim Rohn said it best. You know what I'm saying? If you hang around four broke people, you're gonna be the fifth. If you hang around people who are emotionally disconnected, right, you're gonna be the fifth. And so, or the second or whatever. Who are your friends? Because I like to call people and say, hey, how did I sound? You know, what give me I have like about 10 or 12 people that give me the ultimate raw and they don't care what my feelings are. Right. And I need that.
I've down arguments with my girlfriend about how I act off stage. Because you know, I just didn't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? But what she was telling me was true at the time, the stuff I used to do, you know, not being a lady. Like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying?
You should have people in your camp that check you. If you don't have anybody in your camp that checks you, like you're an egomaniac, okay? You have narcissistic behavior because you feel like that if you have to be at the top of the food chain all the time of you and all the people that's in your inner circle, like you have some insecurity issues. Why you can't be amongst people that can give you feedback? Right. Do you receive feedback? Right? Because maybe if you have people around you, they could say, girl or dude, you keep choosing the same type of person. That's why your relationships aren't working out. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you are the main, you're the main common denominator. You keep Mike, you know what I'm saying? Like you keep choosing these hoes and you want to turn them into housewives. And you're wondering why that they're not.
Yeah, Mike.
Do it, right? So, and I'm not saying that.
He wasn't just joking. That wasn't a joke.
He
just had the opportunity to throw that in there, Mike.
Not true.
I love that. You know, I love it.
But can I also
private conversation?
Can I also take it a step further too? Only because as we age, we call on Jesus a lot more. I think at some point our conviction should come into play. You know. Because I know I have had people that have checked me about comments that I've made on, you know, on this show. And I've also been convicted about some of the comments that I may have made. So I think, you know, where's your relationship with God at some point to where like, what'd you say?
Are you convicted when I give you feedback, Jokisha?
Actually, you made a good statement, and I think that whenever we're wrong, it's okay for us to admit when we're wrong. And I think, you know, you always hear men say, "Can a woman ever apologize?" Yes, we can apologize.
Most definitely.
We don't have a problem with that.
I can't stand Elam.
I got some water
I'm
for
sorry.
you.
It's the pollen is in the air. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Continue on. It's still springtime. Go ahead. Run that back.
It's like trying to find a unicorn when you're waiting on a woman's apology.
I mean,
if I do something wrong, I am the first to apologize. Number one, I don't like tension. I don't want to walk around and be mad. I don't want to not speak. Like, I'm not that type of person. I'm in a relationship. Let's just talk about this shit, have sex, and get past it. You know what I'm saying? But if I did something wrong, I'll say I'm sorry.
Okay. So now, thank you, Ashima, for your.
Jokisha does not look like the I'm sorry person. I'm gonna say, Jokisha, I don't think that you in that kid. No, Jokisha, I'm saying it. I love you. I don't. She gonna break. Go ahead.
You know what?
She is more like she the more like, are you hungry? She ain't gonna never say I'm sorry. You like, you hungry? Can I feed you something? You'll never get I'm sorry. Can I make you a drink?
My pastor said that like 2 weeks ago. He said that that's how his mom would be like, they go back and forth, whatever. Even if she give him like a whooping or whatever case to be, tow him up and be like, like 30 minutes later, like, all right, well, you hungry? Because the food gonna be on, and you know what I'm saying, like that.
Yeah, no, I do that to Ash. Now, ain't nobody apologizing to no child. I ain't apologizing.
That's not okay.
That's a difference from apologizing.
Right, exactly.
No, I'm gonna have to disagree with that. You're teaching your child how to apologize, whether boy or girl. So if mommy can apologize,
what are we apologizing to our children for?
When you're wrong. We're all parents here. We are wrong sometimes. We get wrong.
We are wrong sometimes, yes.
And you can't say I'm sorry. I used to say, yo, that's my bad. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
I need to take care of your ass. I ain't sorry for a goddamn thing. You should.
Okay, but see.
Okay, all of us have room for improvement. So let's just say that.
No. I apologize as a parent. Okay. And I apologize in a relation, but what I'm saying is that let's not steer from your tongue.
You bit your tongue. Let's not steer
from what the topic was. We were talking about that. Some women just have difficulty apologizing. Let's stick with that topic right there for a second. Okay. Now I know my allergies kicked in a little bit, but why did Mike make that statement?
Actually, I think I made that statement.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mike
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I'm back.
I might have apologized to Ashton if he might have saw me and his dad argue or something like that. I'm just using that as an example. I might say, I'm sorry you had to see that.
See that? Yeah. I got you.
I'm gonna apologize to your man when you wrong.
Yeah. Good. Leave it there, Elam. Leave it there. We're gonna pivot right here because we only have
Joe Keisha just offered.
Good for you, Joe Keisha. I'll wait on that one. That's funny. We're gonna pivot right here because we only have Ashima for a limited time. I put a pin in and I'm move forward. This is a question I have. Help me understand. We brought it up last week briefly, but when does a relationship start? Like I'm dating. And I went on a couple of dates, and then all of a sudden somebody said they my girl or they my lady now. I'm like, no, we just dating. So I'm coming to you, Ashima. I see you. You got your hot finger up. Does it change whether we have sex or not? Shouldn't we agree that we're in a relationship, or are we just dating? Why does that change without a conversation? There's no situation that changes it to me. To me, there's no situation until we communicate we are exclusive, then we are just dating. Ashima, I know you differ. Please tell the folks what you said last week. We're going to reiterate what you said last week. When a relationship starts for you.
When we have sex, and hold on, let me also say this. I let that be known to the guy. I let it be known. Now we do it, we go together. It ain't like I think you're joking. And then as soon as we, I'll be like, oh, now you know.
As soon as you what?
Just look. I don't look over at him and be like, we go together. No, I say that before.
As soon as the hooligan
when you go get the rag, we go together. When you go get the rag, we go together.
You go get the rag, we go together. Here are my bills, and here are your responsibilities.
That is so terrible, and it's exactly what a lot of people do. That's terrible. The Bobby said, "Oh Lord," and that's the same way I feel like. Okay, so no conversation before.
We all know why you don't want to say they go together.
No conversation beforehand. But isn't that okay? I'm laughing a little bit with you.
Changes things.
That's unfair. That's unfair because you have not been definitive about what you're saying. At the moment that we make this action, this means that we go together. I don't think that that's wise at all.
At this age,
She said she tell him.
Age, Elam, ain't nobody just out here trying to just be frivolously having sex.
I think at any age, though. No, I'm gonna say that transcends all ages, but I get why you're saying it at this age. I definitely understand that it's more intense to make the correct decision. Yes, you should have the wisdom and the knowledge to be able to break the person down, look into their past, and these are things that we're still not even doing anyway. But that's another statement. So
I get feelings when I have sex. I got some.
And you should. An orgasm attaches you more to that man biologically. So that makes a lot of sense. But I think that that's the wrong time to make that decision. You should be making that decision before you lay down with that person.
Okay,
and I think it's very, watch this, I'm going to go ahead and say this, okay? Because we've all been teenagers, Mike, okay? When you get to that point, when you're trying to have sex with them, when you're a teenager, whatever, or early 20s or whatever, and they're like, no, whatever. And you're like, okay, well, let me what? Stick the head in, right? Okay. So, and knowing that once that happens, it's going to lead into everything else, right? We are not, if you think that you can ask us any question at the moment of us proceeding forward with intercourse and you not get any other response other than the truth, or you're going to get a lie. That's a high probability of getting a lie at that point. Because whatever you say, whatever I think is the way that it's going to allow me to proceed forward in this action, that's what I'm going to say. So that's not the time to right before we do it, we getting hot and heavy. And then you say, hey, by the way, if you keep going, we go together. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, we go together. Okay, fine, and let's keep going. That's not why.
But I think that that's assumed. That's assumed.
And Roger just said it best. No, you say whatever you think they want to hear to get what you want. In that moment, it's not smart. It is not smart to say that at that moment.
Well, I did a poll in the story last week because of this topic, that we had last week, and 75% of the people said that doesn't mean that we go together.
Yeah, I lost the race. I couldn't believe
you lost the race, but there still was that 25% that said
I was gonna say 25% still walking around here ignorant.
Now I would tell y'all this. Y'all remember last week when I was talking about the guy? Mm-hmm. And I was asking y'all, should I do the guy that's on the sea? And I was asking, should I do it with him when he comes? So he watched the podcast. Oh, and he called me and he said, let me tell you something. Like, I don't mind waiting. I'm not putting any pressure on you. I'm not having any expectations. If you want to wait, Ashima, we can wait. But I was like, okay, that's cool. But I was also thinking to myself, now he gonna do it with somebody else when he comes.
Oh, Bobby, you heard that?
I'm saying he's gonna do it with somebody else. The man been on the ship for 3 months. If it's not me, it's gonna be somebody else. Now, will he? So does that make you
doing it with you?
Huh?
I was gonna say, does that make you want to go ahead and do it with him because you don't want him to do it with somebody else? Because if the man come off a boat for 90 days, he gonna do it. He gonna do it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
He might be practicing abstinence. He might be, a Christian and practicing, abstaining. So don't assume.
Pastor Horn. Pastor Horn. Let's
he's going.
There are some guys out there that are practicing.
I love
Joe Keetra. He's not. He just said
he has already told her.
He said he would wait. He would wait.
But here's the thing. But what I want to encourage Ashima in that space of, I think that this is a great moment, because this is when you need to stand on your beliefs. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? God is going to bring the right person to you. All right. And there's going to be temptation along the way, like somebody that comes off the boat for 90 days. And you're thinking, well, if I don't do it with him, he's going to do it with somebody else. And maybe I just need to do it to him and violate my own values and morals. So I'm going to ask you to just stand. I hope he's not watching. But you're gonna need to stand firm on what you.
Well, she didn't say. She hasn't totally ruled out anything. She was just basically saying that she know that he's gonna.
But she said they go together, and unless he's agreed to go together with her, and remember she put them bills and everything. This is your responsibility. Unless he knows those responsibilities, she knows that they don't go together. So does he know that they go together at that point?
And also he been on the boat for 90 days. You think Ashima been right here with her legs crossed? being a good girl?
Yes,
Yes,
she
I
has.
Yes, I have. Thank you.
She
For
has.
90 days? For 90 days.
Yes, she
Yeah.
has.
We're not talking about me.
Why is that so hard to believe?
No,
Hey,
You know what, Bobby?
You might be
Bobby,
right. Don't be
Bobby.
goddamn- Yes, 90 days. I ain't been doing shit. None this year.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Say-
I had sex out here.
say-
Bobby said whatever.
Hey,
Bobby said
hey,
whatever.
no, I believe you, Ashima. Let me stop and say I believe
had
you. I'm
sex
giving you a
2
hard
years.
time. Yeah, I can't wait
believe you
90
on the
days.
first comment. I don't believe you on the 2 years. You got me on
Yeah.
the 90 days.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait 90 days. I can't wait 9 days.
Yes, you
I
can.
can't wait.
You know
I
what?
Let me
believe
tell you
you.
something.
You can put your mind to it. You can wait 9 days, 90 days.
One of
nine-
I-
But
Go ahead.
why? Yeah, why would I wait? This is my thing. Every man,
Like Mike's response to the question last week. He was like, "Oh man, that's
Definitely.
right there." You not so much.
No,
Now that's
everybody
a good
has a
question
clock.
for Ashima.
Okay, but with him coming home every 90 days, is that the type of relationship that you want to be in? So would you want to be in, a relationship
Yeah,
where you
because he's
only have
already in
sex
the
every 90
military.
days?
So that means you might have to get used to gaps of intimacy. Would you be prepared for that?
Mhm.
And these are some of I think that's a great question because people don't ask the real stuff. They're like caught off in La La Land. Oh, I thought you were gonna come home or whatever. And so if this is what he does, right? This is his purpose. Do you feel like that you're in a space that you're able to handle that?
Maybe.
And it's okay if you don't have it, huh?
Maybe, possibly. I just have to see. I can't give
because Ashima, I mean, there are all kind of ways she could be creative with FaceTime. You know, there are all types of things that could be done.
Look at the church lady up here. She been video chatting.
Uh-huh.
She been video chatting.
Hey, no, because if he's a physical touch love language person, that's not going to work. All your creativity can't work if I'm a physical I need to be touched. You know what I'm saying?
Ashima, don't say that. Anything can.
No, we're going to say that because
we're not saying that he's
Carrie Bradshaw right
their
here.
relationship is going to be like that forever. That could
and
just
it's
be
not
a
going to be
period of
like that
time.
forever because he's not going to be gone like this forever. Actually, next year is going to be his last year being away as much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Shima, this is what you got to do when he come home in 90 days. Not this time if you want to do it this time, but when you decide to do it.
If I don't do it this time, it'll be December the next time he come home.
Oh, you definitely gonna do it in December. It's a Christmas gift. You gotta hold his jingle bells. But what you gotta do is you gotta make sure you do something memorable. You know what I'm saying? Get the connection. Get the connection with him, Ashima, and make it memorable. Like I talked about Carrie and Mr. Big in Sex and the City. They didn't do it all the time, but he colored outside of the lines. You have to just keep it, you know what I'm saying? You have to have that connection. And Elam know about that. You got to have something that makes you want to come back in 90 days. Something to look forward to after your 90 days.
Well, here's the thing. I can't do it because I'm a physical touch person. So I need to, and I'm not even saying that it has to be sex. I know me enough to know right now that I need to be in your presence. Can I go, a couple of weeks or a month? You know what I'm saying? But I need to, I don't care if it's even holding hands. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't, but I need to be touched. I know myself. I'm emotionally intelligent enough to know you could be an amazing person, Ashima, out there on the ship. But you do between now and December, I am seeking alternate touches until you come home. But I know myself enough to let you know, and then we can make a decision from there. You got to know yourself.
Buy him a pillow. Wow. Buy him a pillow.
No. So Keisha, just judge me. No. Why you say wow? Because I know myself and I can present that to you up front. Am I less than because I can't go 6 months?
That is absolutely not why I said that.
So why you say wow?
I was just thinking, we are, I guess I'm 50 and I think it's great to know what you want. But I think sometimes you have to make sacrifices for what you want, and if she has chemistry, if she has amazing chemistry with this man, why would it be so hard to believe that he can't wait? That they can, because intimacy can come in so many different forms. you know. So at this age, I'm thinking, you think, oh, I gotta have this, I gotta have that. Sometimes we have to make sacrifices for the person that we really want to be with. And
Okay,
when they meet one another, they could have an amazing chemistry to where he feel as if he doesn't have to desire someone else to fulfill that need. He can get his need met from her in so many different ways through conversation. You know, she can do something that can woo him, that he can say, nobody else has ever done this for me before. I've never felt this way with anyone else before.
And so what you just did is you minimized everybody out here. Let's just take it as 20% from a love language perspective, right? What you just did is you minimized, in my opinion, you minimized 20% of the people out here that are physical touch, and you're saying that we will be less than, because this is what we need. We need physical touch. It's not like I can put it to the side or whatever case it be. Whatever. It's okay. So you're saying that because I don't want to sacrifice the way that I receive love, that there would be something wrong with that individual, because yes, I do want you. No, but that's the way I received it. You might have
you may have received it that way.
Yes.
You know, but that's the whole idea of a sacrifice. You know, we're not
saying it again. You're saying the same thing again.
That particular need may be getting delayed, that particular need, but there are other ways to fulfill your need, isn't it?
There's no other way to fulfill a physical touch. It's physical touch.
Okay, and that's where the sacrifice comes in for a period of time. If
you know what, I guess so.
I mean, because what's wrong with commitment? You know, and loyalty. You know,
people can be committed and loyal all the time. If you're not satisfying the basic reason why that they receive love, commitment and loyalty go out the window. It happens all the time. That's why infidelity is the number one reason for divorce. You could disagree with me, but check the stats. The stats say infidelity is number one. You've got a bunch of people out here who love the hell out of each other, but they cheat. You see what I'm saying? So just because somebody cheats, it doesn't mean that they don't love you. There could be lack of communication. We can go down the long list of that. But at the end of the day, you're basically
cheating. You saying there could
that's
be
a lack of loyalty and trust, right? You said loyalty. You said what about loyalty?
But cheating has nothing to do with the other person. That has only to do with yourself. That's
not true. No, I am not going to let you do that. When somebody cheats, it's not just that person's issue. It's both of you.
Right.
Okay, cheating is not a problem. Cheating is a symptom of a problem that exists between you and somebody else. People don't just wake up in the morning and say, today I'm going to go cheat. People don't do that.
Yeah, but
nobody who cheated has ever done that.
You're still not supposed to do it, Elam.
No. I am not saying it's okay. It is not okay. And we're going to leave that on the table. We know it's not okay. Now we're going to go to the reason why. And you're saying that the only reason why that somebody cheats, okay. The only reason why that people cheat is because it's inside of them.
Sometimes,
yeah. No, but you said it. You made a blanket statement. It would seem, Jokeisha, as if that's the reason why it happens, because it's just that cheater's issue. And
most of you men cheat because that's just what y'all do.
And we have women that do that as well. And then when the women do it, then we make all types of excuses.
We don't really tend to do it though as much as y'all do. I think we can all agree to that. Women.
No. It's just that
we're emotional creatures.
I think that the stats would be.
We don't really want to go out there and try to step out on our man. We don't typically do that. We just don't.
That's not true.
Thank you, Bobby.
That's not true,
Bobby. Thank you.
We don't.
No, I agree with Bobby. But we're not going to sit here and act like.
Sometimes you think with your penis and you go out on and have sex and then y'all could be all right.
Sometimes we do, and sometimes
the emotional attachment to. It's very rare that we just go out and just be like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna cheat on my good man tonight. We don't do that.
Oh, okay. So when I said that men don't just wake up people don't just wake up I said it blanket as people. People don't just wake up in the morning, just like you just said, Ashima, and say, I'm gonna go cheat. People, men and women, they don't do that. It is a progression.
Men like to entertain. You men like to know if you still got it. And men always getting caught up in bullshit, which sometimes leads you men to cheat.
And Roderick Cullum just said it best. Y'all just don't get caught as often because guess what?
We don't do
it. No. And I'm going to go ahead and say this right now. See, when men, no. See, when you cheat as a woman, Men on average don't want the first position. They're actually okay with, hey, somebody else taking care of the bills, somebody else handling that. I could just slide through, hit it real quick and roll out. Women, however, when men cheat, women on average want to take the first position. And so different things begin to happen when that goes down. Therefore, we are not as smart as you are either. So you have a combination of the person you're cheating with. They don't want first position. They want to stay hidden in the dark, right? And then we have you who are also smart. We're recalling information when it comes to just moving forward inside of an intimate relationship. So you're better at it. The stats would be way higher if men were actually out there saying, you know what, I want to be her man, so I'm just going to go in and I'm going to start leaving hairs and leaving drawers, Mike, you know what I'm saying? And little stuff so that your primary can find out and break up with you, and then you can get with them. Get out of here with that, man.
I will say this. Ashima, just to close out that part.
Ashima said good night.
Oh, no, I'm here. Somebody talk about a camera.
Okay, no problem. Ashima, I will say go ahead and break him off from your big brother. Just go ahead and break him off. The new dude coming for the 90 days. Just give him a little piece. Don't give him everything. Give him a little piece.
It really dawned on me that he coming July, then he leave in August. So I got August, September, October, November, December. That's 5 more damn months.
Yeah, you got time. And I will say this, from being a single guy out here now, divorced, more women approach me now. And I can't say my age. I just say I identify as 35. More women approach me now. More women approach me now that are married. I've been secretly sent flowers. I've had dinner paid for me at a restaurant when I was just sitting at the bar. Married women are so, and you're right, they are so. Women in general are smart, and they move.
Women are way smarter at it.
Right, men move in a loud fashion. Women move more.
We're reckless. We don't remember stuff. You know what I'm saying? Right. We're not as smart as you.
I have gotten flowers from, I don't know what, I can't be out there like that. I just want you to know, I saw you sitting over here. I was with my significant other and I didn't want to make a scene. I have gotten drinks. I have gotten food. Oh, they asked me. Not like I'm the Idris Elba.
Come on, Mike. They asked Mike.
I'm something like a Greek god, but I mean, don't worry about all of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be modest, but I say all that, and I'm of course in jest. I say all that being funny, but more married women have approached me since I've been single, and they know that I'm single. They have been more subtle and at me. Elam, I know Ashima, you might have to go in a minute, but just stay as long as you can. Why is that? And I would say, Joketra, when you were married, did more single dudes try to holler at you, or more married dudes try to holler at you? Ashima, you're single now. Is it more married dudes that try to holler at you, or more single dudes that try to holler at you? Am I living just a special kind of life? I can't be that special, but I'm special. But I don't know if I'm that special that just 80% of the women.
What type of energy you giving off there, Mike? What type of energy?
80% of the women are trying to holler at Elam. Help me, man. Help me.
Before we answer, can somebody read the comment?
Sure. Women are so emotional, they think about it and weigh the consequences. Yeah, weigh consequences. Think about the type of man that they have before they cheat. Men just go for it and think afterwards. Men get caught because they feel guilty and act out of the ordinary.
And that's exactly what they do.
Hey, you know what? I'm going to say this.
Texting back, ain't answering the phone, ain't calling how they use it.
That's the number one thing I will say to men that might be doing what they do out here, right here. I'm telling you right now, that's the number one thing that I hear from women. Our pattern goes off.
Yep.
Women pay attention to our pattern. So basically what we're saying, Mike, okay, Joy, to your point, women know to stay on the same pattern. And so we're not looking for patterns, men. That's why and this reinforces what I said earlier, why women are better at it. Shoot. Don't try to sit up there and act like that women don't do it. Y'all just better at it. That's it.
Well, I don't think we ever said women.
Look, like Diana said, they not guilty. Like they don't be feeling guilty, and that's why we go out of the ordinary.
She talking about me, and she ain't talking about us. She talking about y'all not guilty.
Right.
She ain't talking to us.
Well, hold on.
Diana, explain who guilty. She said they're not
Diana,
guilty.
who you talking about guilty, Diana? Men or women, Diana?
Oh, yeah.
Let us know.
Yeah.
She's talking about men.
She definitely talking about men.
And some of us fellas don't want that promotion to the top spot if they already got somebody.
Exactly. That's what. There you go, Cullum. That's exactly what it is. That's why we be like, shh. Hey, make sure your man don't find. Shh. Don't do nothing stupid to make your man find out. You know what I'm saying? Like, hush. Women don't be like that. They be like, oh, she's coming over. Oh.
No,
you know
let me tell you why men don't want the other men to find out. And this is a prime example of what just happened to my friend who got buried today, the rapper Trouble. Men cannot handle it, okay? If a man finds out that his woman has been with another man,
you are correct.
Y'all just can't handle it.
You are correct.
My boy was at a girl house. A girl, I guess he was messing with her. Her ex-boyfriend broke into the house, woke her up, punching her in the face, shot and killed him. Men don't want other men to find out because motherfuckers is crazy out here these days. Period. Across the board. Don't nobody want that smoke. Don't nobody want that beef. And that was a horrible thing for him to do. Like, and that was one question that I really wanted to ask you guys, because what happened to Trouble has just been so heavy on me. He was actually at her house. Is that something that you guys do? Or are you like, if you're dating a woman, or are you like, you know what? I prefer for us to go to a hotel. I prefer for you to come over here. Like, because I've had some guy friends tell me they not comfortable being in a woman's house. They can't even sleep.
Yeah, I can say that. For the most part, it's come over here or not at hotel or out of town or something like that. At this age, again, I identify as 35. At this age, a lot of the women have kids now of some sort or relative at their house. So you don't really have that time to be intimate at their house. So you have to pull it at your house or with somebody else's house, a neutral location. And then a lot of women like, I don't want you to know where I live. I can date you, but I'm just uncomfortable with you right now, knowing where I live in my space. I call it a game room, in your game room. So. But
I'm asking like you and Elam, when y'all are at a woman's house that you just, messing around with, are you nervous? Does it cross your mind? Like,
I don't do that.
Yeah. You don't do what?
I don't just go to some woman's house and mess around. So I don't do that. So, but
what I'm saying, woman house,
explain yourself, please.
Yeah, you don't do that. They come to your house.
You don't go to their house now?
No, what I'm saying is this. Let me just share it like this. I think that what men have to do more due diligence of is that we do need to be a little bit more diligent about who we're with and who their inner circle is, who they mess with, or whatever case it be, and do some homework. A lot of times we don't do that. We're just trying to go do our thing or whatever. And I think, and I'm not saying I don't know the schematics or whatever with regard to you with your friend. So I don't want to say anything outside of of a lack of respect. I'm just saying, as men as a whole, we don't do I think men and women don't do their due diligence, but I think that men do way less due diligence of the person that they're with versus women. Well, I know women, they run credit checks, they daggone it, you know what I'm saying? They're looking at backgrounds and all this and that about somebody. The man just like, yo, she got a good job, and like that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just keep on, and she cute and the booty nice. We're not looking. So I think that that's just a space to, whereas if we're able to look beyond some of the surface level, we can assist in placing ourselves in situations that might not be like that, if you will, or just that might not be just challenging as a whole.
I had that get shot, but I had that happen to me at a guy house one time. His ex-girlfriend at the time came over. She tried to fight me.
Mm-hmm.
I got away. Jumped in my car and sped off on two wheels.
Okay, well, we actually passed. No. We got about 7 more. We got about 7 more minutes. Okay, I'm sorry.
So we had one final question.
Do we have?
Sure. What's your final question?
Because Ashima has a show. I thought that your question was, do single women keep women single?
Oh
yes. That's a great one.
Wait. So you gotta give the scenario of the clip that you put out there. So I wish I could have showed a clip.
I don't take advice from my single friends. Like them bitches. Them bitches is lonely and built. You ain't gonna keep me.
You need to pass that attitude along.
Elam, the clip that who put out there?
That when we were looking at earlier, the Kevin said.
Oh, so
Right.
I guess
About
Elam went
single.
he went to go find
Get
the
the clip.
clip.
Maybe he went to get the clip. Single women keep women single. The point was, Jokichi, very good point. A lot of times women are listening to their single friends and telling them when they bitter or angry with their man and they kind of second in the emotion, girl, don't worry about that man. You don't need no man, blah, blah, blah. But the whole time they dealing with somebody. So somebody without somebody, they dealing with somebody else. Man, they trifling because misery loves company.
Right.
Is where I'm sure he was going. I have several friends that in relationship, out of relationship, they just don't want to be committed. Some of them are committed and regretting their decision, and some of them just committed and then still for the streets. So but I'm with Ashima.
Are
You
you
got to
meaning
take your
males?
own advice.
You mean males or you mean females that you're
Males,
talking about? Oh, okay.
males, I'm talking about, but
Yeah.
single females right now. My single female friends are all for give a woman another chance. They all feel like I'm jaded from marriage. Like, oh, he don't want to be in a relationship because his marriage didn't work out. That's not necessarily the case.
I'm more so getting my
Elam.
relationship advice from old people.
Well,
What?
I do think that you have to be mindful of who you get advice from, just period, in general for anything. And I do think that we tailor who we can talk to and share stuff with, just because we may have some friends that we will go to that are not judgmental, that you can be completely transparent with. And then you do have some friends that you pick and choose what you want to share with them. But I know I only have a couple of people that I'll talk to, and one is married that I know wants the best for me,
Right.
and then the other person I know they may want the best for me too. But I do have to look at their makeup, because if you're getting advice from someone that's never been married, and haven't been in a relationship for quite some time, then they may be, providing you with some information that, or they could be jaded. Or it could be a number of things. So I think you have to look at how people feel about relationships. Because if somebody don't want to be in a relationship, if they're like, no, I don't ever want to be in a relationship, I don't need no man, then why would you want to get information, advice from them?
And those are the ones a lot of times that people are getting advice from, and that's kind of like where the clip was coming from, that Kevin Samuels was coming from, and that single women keep single women single or whatever. And so to our point that we said earlier, you don't need an amen corner, right? You need somebody that can actually help you to progress and grow. And so I say the first qualification is, if you can't trade brains with the other person and where they are from a relationship perspective, like, you shouldn't be getting advice from the person, right? And looking at, what do they, because we have some people who have been in relationships and maybe they might be divorced or whatever, or been in relationships or whatever. Maybe their relationship currently isn't working out, but they might be in a personal development space. They might be able to give that level of coaching or counseling, whatever case would be, and they're outside of that bitter space. Then you have to look at that person and what they're doing, and then be able to see whether or not you can gain and glean information from them. But I think a lot of times we keep going back to the broken person and getting advice from people who are currently broken and not even working towards healing. They're just broken. And I would just advise women in this space, because this is an area that's bigger for women than men, in my opinion.
I used to, and I'm not being funny, I used to get most of my relationship advice from my grandmama. And my shit been fucked up ever since she went to door. Ever since she been gone since 2015, I ain't had a perfect steady relationship since.
But you can't. But
Ashima, about everything.
But you can't take from what she gave to you and still apply that now. You can't take some of that advice. Because I know I have a girlfriend, like my main person that I'll talk to. She has called me out on certain things. She has been like, like with my last relationship, and the person, well, I guess the same person I'm talking to now, she would say, you're wrong. She would be like, no. And I'd be like, well, why are you on his side? You only met him one time. She was like, I'm on the side of right. She was like,
right. There you go. There you go.
Was like, and I do know
that's the type of person that you want, the person who's on the side of right.
Yeah.
One thing I just want to say really quickly, and this is that I want to speak to the people who are in like who are engaged and they're looking to get married or whatever, and you're choosing your best man and your maid of honor, I want to say that what we normally do is we end up choosing somebody who's like our homie or whatever case it be that we've known all these years. And I want you to look at, once you get married, it's an entity that cannot allow your mom and them and your friends that you come to right now or whatever. They are no longer allowed in. You have your pastor or whoever is your spiritual leader, right? And then you have advisors. The top 2 advisors are your best man, maid of honor, best man. No difference between the two. Those are the people that are, it's just like a business. You're about to make the biggest business, financial, and emotional situations you could ever make. And so this is your board of directors. Who do you want to put on there? You want to put your girl on there that can't keep a man? You want to put your homeboy on there that's still having, late night parties until 4 a.m? No. That's not the advisory that's going to allow the company of your marriage to prosper.
Right. Now, I definitely agree with you on that one, Elam. I agree with you on that one.
Yeah, and so, and to Joy Townsend's point, do you want to be in a relationship and just hang with people who are in relationships? Yes. Okay. Does that mean that's an ideal situation? Can a single person hang with a married person? Yes, they can. I would not make that the norm. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? If you're trying to progress, are there single people who are cool with married people? Yes, but you gotta be careful, because I'm looking at your friend, your single friend. If I'm married and your friend is single, I'm looking. I'm watching them, and I am judging them.
You watching them to see what type of behavior they have, because you're thinking
absolutely their moves can affect my wife.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
That move can affect what we all know the wingman is. Okay. So, what I'm saying? I mean, let's just keep it real, right? So I would not.
But everybody is not out hoeing. So that's why you're saying you're watching.
But your friend is out trying to do their thing.
If that single friend always wants to dialogue about men, always wants to go out and hang, if that's the conversation that they're having, that's what you're looking for.
I would have a problem with that. I would.
Right.
I would have, and I'm judging, and I don't care, because this is my wife. I'm judging all of her friends, every last one of them, and it's okay. It's okay for me to do that.
So where's the trust in your relationship with your wife, with your partner?
It's not about the trust.
I mean, because Jesus walked in places and went in places that he should not have been in.
But he rolled with his boys that are of the same caliber as him.
And that single person should be of the same caliber as well.
You're right. I agree with you.
Oh.
But if it's just a caution sign that I would put up. It's a caution. Now, if all your homies are single and you married, like, that's a whole issue. Why? Yes. Why hasn't your inner circle changed? You know what I'm saying? Where's the growth? How can they help you grow in your relationship if you're single?
They can still help. Okay, hold on for a minute now, because of the statistics with men and women, because there are tons of good single women and tons of good single men, or what good may be relative. So it's not like if. I think.
Ashima about to go. Hold on, Ashima about to go. I'm sorry. It looked like.
Sorry, I do, because I got to get.
She got to go. We can table this to next week, because we want you to have a good show.
Thank you. I love y'all. I love y'all so much.
We love you too.
We didn't argue enough tonight, Ashima, so I'm disappointed. So next week we need to argue.
I don't know why, man. You've been getting along 2 weeks in a row.
Now look, don't go on the stage and be Monique now. Don't
goddamn Elam ain't shit. Any woman ever been with him ain't shit, and he can't hold you down, damn it.
And he always talking about his stuff.
Right. Oh my Lord.
I didn't just see.
Elam, I think we all can agree on every episode you have given yourself a sexual trophy. I don't know who you hope go tune in one night or who you got to watch it.
Now I'm gonna go back and look. Because I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
In fact, I want to go back and look at it. We should all put in clips. In clips, we should all
I can at least say for the last 3 you have.
I'm just all right, Mike. Mike, go ahead and close this. Mike, I'm done. Mike.
So good night.
Make sure you do this.
So Elam can go back and watch the last 3 episodes.
And you gonna be so satisfied. I do it till you're satisfied.
I didn't. Oh my God.
Hercules.
We're here next Monday at 8:30.
I ain't saying
Yeah.
nothing next week.
Yes, we hear every
We
Monday.
gonna talk to me and Joe Keetra gonna call you bluff, nigga. Keep
Yeah,
on.
we gonna talk about we gonna come from Matthew. We gonna come from
Hey,
Matthew.
you know what, man? We hear each and every Monday at 8:30, and Elam King apparently identifies as a porn star in the last
Okay.
3 episodes. In the last 3 episodes.
Let's go
So
take
for
you to the
myself-
Brotherland when you sleep with me. You're gonna
Hey.
see the
He gives great relationship advice, but he should know he's also a counselor as well. Joe Keetra, we appreciate you. Final words. Where can they find you on social media?
Joe Keetra Horn or J Horn Hall, Instagram, Joe Keetra Horn /realtor _ something.
I got you. Ashima
I don't know
Franklin,
if I
where
even
can they
want
find
this
you?
out right now with all the
You can
stuff.
find me trying to find Elam on Pornhub. There we go. Try to look for Elam on X videos, but and you can also follow me at Ashima Franklin. This is how I am.
Elam- That was dirty. Elam B. King, where can they find you on social media?
I just want to say that these allegations that are being brought up against me are not there's not factual. This is fake news that we're receiving right now. Okay, but you can follow me on the real news at Elam B. King on all platforms.
I gotta buy your book. What's in the back of the book? Is you giving yourself sex credit? Dedication to my penis. This book is dedicated to my penis because it just gets.
Hey, we appreciate you, man. You know what? Shima, have a great show. Enjoy New York. That is hilarious.
I love y'all.
Hey,
Yeah,
man,
you
love and
kill it
appreciate
tonight,
y'all, man.
okay?
I will.
Thank you,
Type
Shima.
Mike Comedy on all your social media. We'll see you soon, guys. Thanks so much. Next Monday, 8:30, we will be on time. Help us understand.
Oh, and if you have any topics that you want us to discuss, please put them in the comment section.
Yes.
Mhm. Yeah.
Any sexual position, put them in the comment section too. Stuff you
Oh,
think we should try.
Yeah, I'm out.